We did this event here today because there's a boxing ring right here for the Indiana guys. Just don't beat me like you guys did in the last game. All right, next slide. All right, who is 161 Ventures? This isn't our first event at the Better Office. We've done a bunch, but us as a venture capital firm, we do events all over the country and now all over the world. So what our core value proposition is we host these highly curated events and programs in cities like New York, Miami, Austin, Texas, Seattle, Los Angeles, San Francisco. And what we do is we get these highly coveted speakers to talk about their businesses or Fortune 500 leaders or founders, and that helps us bring education to community. It helps us raise capital and, more importantly, find deal flow. And then once we invest in those companies, we can then give them value through these events. So we've helped portfolio companies and other companies raise over $20 million through our events, over one or two exits, and we just repeat that over and over again. And as you can see, bring media to the focus and pump out short form content. All right, next slide. We've had speakers like Eugenio Pace, founder of Auth0, Greg Gottesman, he built Rover. As a matter of fact, since 2022, we've hosted over 400 billion worth of insights on our platform, which has led to investors like the first investor in Amazon investing in our firm, or the co-founder of Square investing in our firm. And that gives us a unique advantage to go in and give value proposition to those fintech founders or those marketplace founders. Next slide. Our events have been so successful that we've got people married and have I call them 161 babies. We might have to hire them in the future. I don't know. Next slide. And this event obviously could not be a success without our co-partners. I want to call a few people up and say just a quick one-liner on what they do. Bianca, you want to come say hello and what Tampa Bay Innovation does?
Yes, thank you so much, Chris. All right, everybody in the back, we are starting, and Chris did speak. He's a little bit cooler than me. I kind of respect him, so I think we're going to try and be quiet so we can get started with the other really cool, important people that are here, some of which are closer to the stage. If you want, you can totally take your food, your drinks, and bring them to your seats. No one's going to bite. If you want to get closer to the speakers, definitely come up. You don't need to be standing. Nobody bites here. All right, so I am a founder of Tampa Bay Innovation, and some of my team is here today. We have Nettis in the back left. He's the head of engineering. He's over there. We've got a volunteer, Wesley, over in the right, signing you guys in. Cami, she's head of marketing. She's got the camera right there. And there's a lot of other people that are really awesome that work for Tampa Bay Innovation that make us really great. So we are all about supporting founders, investors, and the startup ecosystem. And we are really excited to focus on building the future of tech in the region in Tampa Bay through community, collaboration, and cutting-edge innovation. And I'm hosting an event on Wednesday with a VC that some of you may know, Florida Funders. I'm interviewing Saxon Baum, a partner, on Wednesday at Embark Collective, and I'm really excited about it. And you can hear more about us at tampabayinnovation.com. But enough about me and the stuff I do. The only really cool thing that I do that's associated with this awesome place is I'm an LP in 161 Ventures, and Better is a portfolio company. So Justice and Pablo couldn't be here tonight, but Chris is your host.
Thank you so much. All right, Alex Goldstein. You guys can look him up on LinkedIn. Amazing guy. But we're going to go ahead and get started. Next slide, please. Before we get started, we're supported by Game Changing Fuel, Copper Point Brewing, Menlo Park Patents, Nectar, Gatsby, and Hembrimi. Sorry. Next slide. And I want to give a warm welcome to our co-sponsor for the evening, Jonathan. If you want to give a few words about KPMG really quick, and then we're going to get into our first panel. Give a round of applause to Jonathan, please.
Hey, everybody. My name is Jonathan Shirey. I lead our deal advisory and strategy work for financial institutions. We work with institutions of all shapes and sizes, from high net worth individuals to some of the largest global enterprises in the world. Super excited to be part of this. KPMG has 2,500 people doing deal work and investment work all day long. We have some of the greatest teams and world-class teams out there. Have a couple of my partners here joining us, Dan Schwartzman and Ben Roberts, as well as Vittorio, if he's out there, from Financial Due Diligence. If you get a chance, come over, say hi to us. They're phenomenal at what they do. Better at, though, that they're just great people, which is most important. Got a call about a week ago from Freddie asking if we could sponsor this. Big event. Obviously, a lot of things going on, so didn't think there would be any chance for us to be able to do it. But, aligned to Freddie's principles, like try, why not? Never give up. And so we decided to try it. And here we are, 5 days later, we're here. So awesome to be here. Awesome to be part of this event. Awesome to be able to support Freddie's story. 161, thank you guys for, opening up the space, same as BTR. Thank you for letting us, have the space to have this conversation and swing by and say hi. But most importantly, I'm very much looking forward to listening to the panels as well as being part of the event. So thanks so much.
All right, next slide. All right, let's. This is our team. Who in here knows Justice and Pablo, by the way? Yeah, almost everybody. That makes sense. So I live in New York. I spend my summers in Seattle, and I really rarely make it down to Miami, but I'm happy to be here to support the Miami ecosystem while the guys are over in Asia. And next slide, please. And we're going to get into our first panel. Give it up for our first panelist.
Move on that side.
All right, I think Joey may be in his office. Hold on, we'll get him out. We'll wrangle him out here. Thank you, Joseph. All right, so if you're not a Miami fan and you're not an Indiana fan, all right, who is a, let's see, who is a Ohio State fan in the room? Any Ohio State? You're an Ohio State fan? I heard a bunch of boos. Who's an LSU fan? Because I might pick a fight with you, brother. All right. We're going to get, 1 minute. Okay, perfect. We'll wait on.
Where's
we'll
the
wait on that.
headliner?
Who all invest in early stage technology in the room or VCs? Raise your hand. All right, maybe 10%, 20%. Who all's an early stage founder? Oh, a bunch of hands. Great. And who all in here is building sports technology? All right, a bunch of people. Good, good, good. All right, one more time. Give it up for your first panel, please.
Thank you, everybody, for making it out tonight. We'll start off with quick intros. My name is Jake O'Donnell. I'm the founder of Chosen One Athletes, which is a Gen AI software company that partners world-class talent with global brands. So with that being said, we'll kind of go down the line here.
I'm Noah Traceman. I'm the CEO of Winnable.
My name's Adam Sirota. I am the founder and CEO of Game Changing Fuel. We do pro sports team catering all across the country.
My name is Maverick Levy. I'm the founder of Nectar. We are a financial literacy and financial services marketplace.
Hi, my name is Joey Levy. I'm the founder and CEO of Better. Welcome to my office, and glad to be here.
All right, guys, so tell me, what problem are you solving in sports, and why now?
I'll start this one off. I am not a sports person at all. I don't care about sports. I don't care what sport you play. I don't care what team you play for. But what I want to do is help the athlete. I come from a third-generation tax business, and I saw the predatory environment that athletes were being taken advantage of. And so with Nectar, we level the playing field and we connect the athlete with the person that's the right fit for them, not the person that's looking to take the highest amount of revenue from them or dollars from them. So we're here to level the playing field for the athlete and do so in a non-predatory way.
For all of time, sports teams have relied on restaurants to fuel their rosters when they're on the road. So what we bring to the table is performance-focused nutrition built for athletes, foods that they love. We have 34 kitchens across the country right now, and we're working with more than 100 sports teams to fuel their teams when they're in flight on the plane or when they're at the stadium. We do a lot of pregame, postgame meals. So really solving that nutrition gap, and then helping sports teams too. So we just came out with our first catering management software platform that is helping specifically minor league baseball coordinators plan for 3 different tiers of affiliates doing 2 to 3 meals a day, 6 games a week. So there's a lot of menu planning that goes into that, and we've built an AI engine that pulls from our menus and a lot of nutrition philosophy to help these minor league teams fuel their rosters smarter and more efficiently.
I think the problem that we're solving is community. The transformation of sports from passive to interactive was accomplished in large part by companies like Joey's, allowing people to wager on the games. But what's also transforming is how sports is bet on. Betting on sports was inherently a antisocial, single-player thing for quite a long time, right? Now it is inherently hypersocial. It's multiplayer. And Winnable is creating the communities where which people can bet, win, and lose on sports together. And I think we can all agree that it's a lot more fun to bet on sports together, to watch sports together, and even lose betting on sports together. So we're solving that problem.
Yeah, I guess to address the question from a better standpoint, we do have a lot of former athletes promoting our business, so that's kind of how we've been working with athletes in that regard. Given we're a direct-to-consumer betting platform, we're a lot more focused on the fan experience as well. Having a super app where we offer fantasy pick'em in 34 states. We have an arcade product in 38 states and a social sports book in 28 states right now. All 3 products are available here in Florida. So we actually have a couple people on the team here. Vishal, you around? Vishal? Yeah, so if you want to find him later, we have a special promo code for you guys to check out better, or special sign-up bonus rather. So always looking to work with former athletes. Vishal helps run marketing for us, and we work with a few former athletes to help promote the business. So happy to get them involved that way.
So I know venture is always really focused on accelerating growth and a quick capacity. What's one move that you made in business that accelerated your trajectory without requiring a massive marketing spend?
Yeah, I guess I'll start. We spend money on marketing, but we spend considerably less dollars than our competitors. Our average customer acquisition cost in 2025 was a little bit over $40, which is considerably lower than what our competitors are spending. I'd say one of the key things that I did in my business was decided to co-found it with Jake Paul, who is obviously an athlete and also a social media influencer who has brought over 70 million social media followers to know about Better, right? It's really helped from a brand awareness and customer acquisition standpoint. He took stock in the business, and it wasn't a cash deal. So I'd say that's the one thing that I did, that amongst many other things, but that being kind of a key thing for us.
I think kind of the entire idea of Winnable, our creator platform, was to leverage the audience of creators via a B2B2C, creator-driven user acquisition model. So rather than paying creators to post about us, they actually pay us to post our link in their bio. By being the definitive destination for buying and selling picks, sports picks for social media handicappers, we benefit from tens of millions of dollars per month in social media exposure because our link's in their bio, it's in their stories, it's in their YouTube videos. They have to drive traffic to our link to transact. And we're not only not paying for those posts, We're getting paid because we're taking a platform fee. We're taking a percentage of every single transaction, every single dollar generated by the social media posts that they're doing with our link in their bio.
Tell me a little bit more about that.
So raise your hand if you're familiar with OnlyFans. All right, now close your eyes and do it. I'm just kidding. All right. The reason that platforms like Patreon and OnlyFans have become so big is because of this B2B2C model, where the business that you're selling to is a creator with millions of followers. So once that business starts using your product, all of their followers start seeing them using your product. You start acquiring their users, and you're doing it with what's actually a negative CAC motion. You're getting paid to acquire their users because they need to send their users to your platform in order to monetize their content. Pay-gated premium content is relatively new. Not to me, it's what I've been doing for a long time, but the beauty of this business, in my mind, is that the growth can be parabolic if you find product market fit. We've spent $0 on sales or marketing, and we did $30 million in sales last year. Tell me another company that's done that. Besides OnlyFans.
In 2023, I advocated for a legislation change to the NIL bill that required athletes to take a financial literacy, life skills, and entrepreneurship course put on through their athletic department. I was told that was going to take 3 years. That happened in 4 months. Governor DeSantis called a special session and made this one of 2 topics. So the question you asked was, what have we done in an untraditional marketing sense? Me advocating to pass that law now requires all athletes in the state of Florida to have curriculum put on that's non-predatory. There's a story that is very unfortunate where local banks and credit unions were going to the athletic departments and saying, hey, we can put on a financial literacy course. And guess what happened after that? They were signing all the athletes up for credit cards after that course was put on. And so that is part of why Governor DeSantis helped us and made that legislation change, where now you have a non-predatory environment. So did that help our business? Sure, but that wasn't just exclusive to us. We did that because we really felt that it was good karma and it was exactly what the athlete needed.
For us, I would say the thing that really made the biggest difference for us was developing our own internal software, the AI series menu builder. We've had MLB sales increase 790% from 2024 to 2025 simply by giving the teams easier access to quality menus designed for performance nutrition, built around what athletes like to eat. And it didn't cost any marketing dollars. It's really just acquisition of customers by creating a good product. So it was creating that menu series builder for the teams to interact with was the biggest driving force this past year.
Joey, you mentioned having the lowest client acquisition cost in the industry. How did you go about achieving that, and how are you utilizing that as one of your competitive advantages?
Yeah, I think it first starts with product, having a really differentiated product than your competitors that people just organically want to use. And as I mentioned at the top, we have a fantasy pick'em product that I'd consider to be a tier 1 product in this category, but we also have a full sportsbook experience and an arcade. We plan on launching a couple of additional products this year as well, but right now Better is offering products that our competitors quite literally don't have right now. And I'd say that the products that our competitors do have, I think we're doing a better job of offering those products to our customers. And then on the distribution side, I'd say we've done a really good job of marrying our social media content strategy that we've really done a great job of kind of pioneering in this category and marrying that with really strong performance marketing capabilities in a manner that I don't think anybody else really in the sports gaming space has nailed down so far.
It's good stuff. Noah, Winnable has a full-service commerce platform for the modern-day betting creator. What's been one feature that's the biggest game changer for you guys?
There's two. The first would be, I think, being able to deliver our picks via SMS. We're the only sports betting or sports betting adjacent company in the United States that is allowed to deliver sports bets via SMS. We petitioned, my co-founders and the audience, Teddy, we petitioned Twilio and all the major American cell phone carriers for months to get approval to do so. We're a First Amendment protected information exchange. We have more in common with Substack than a sports book or a betting app like Better. And by, I think, really investing the time and energy in that regulatory approval process, we were able to differentiate ourselves from everyone else in the industry. If your product is selling advantage plays, like the creators on our platforms, selling sharp bets, those bets expire very quickly, the edge at least. Email is read and responded to in 60 to 70 minutes. A text message, 60 to 70 seconds. By going through the painstaking process of achieving approval from Twilio and the cell phone carriers to deliver these picks via SMS, we essentially destroyed all of our competition or would-be competition because we're the only ones who can deliver their particular product the way their product needs to be delivered. And I think it's a testament to our attention to the nuanced needs of our customers, which are the creators.
In the next 3 to 5 years, what's the biggest shift that athletes and sports founders need to prepare themselves for today?
Sports content and sports betting content are the same thing. There will not be any more Chris Collinsworths. There are going to be people who are familiar with sports, they understand sports, but they have to understand sports betting because sports betting, engaging, interacting with sports financially is now an integral part of the sports watching experience. And I think that sports entertainment is a hybrid of sports betting and traditional sports media content. So we're already seeing the odds, the lines, the overs, the unders projected on the screen during the ESPN pregame show. I think that that is going to only increase. I think that that integration is only going to expand and that it's going to be very hard to delineate between a traditional sports telecast and a sports betting and analysis, because at the end of the day, the people watching the sports want to know what are the implications for the odds, for the lines, for the various wagers that we all know the fans are making on each and every game.
You finally start to hear them talking about it too while on the broadcast.
Thanksgiving was, I think, a major eye-opener for a lot of people. I mean, it's Thanksgiving. We're all with our families, and all I remember hearing about was whether or not, Matt Stafford is going to go over 239 yards. Nobody's talked about it that way, not until recently.
The biggest change I think that I've seen and I think we'll continue to see over the next 3 to 5 years is going to be the college athlete. With NIL, I mean, things just change so fast. Transfer portal, a lot of money influx, the way programs have to operate, the way funds are being distributed now. I think that the college athlete is going to be. I don't see there being more change than what we're seeing in the NCAA space right now.
For me, I'll also bring this to the collegiate athlete space because before, I would always say the athlete's going to go pro, whether they go pro professionally or whether they go pro in the league. And I think now the athlete is able to set themselves up for success regardless of if they go pro in the league. And so I think in the next 3 to 5 years, I'm going to be spending a ton of time on ensuring that we set up the athletes for success that maybe won't make it to the league because they have this influx of income now. We don't want to see this repetition of the stories where they ended up blowing all the money or they had a bad financial advisor. So that's really where our focus is going to be, to ensure the college athlete is going to be set up for success no matter what their future holds.
Yeah, I'll give a gaming specific answer, just given that's what I'm focused on. But I think the next 3 to 5 years are going to be by far the most exciting time for the gaming industry, and you're really going to see a convergence between like sports, gaming, and fintech almost. I'm sure most people in this room have, seen what's going on with prediction markets, and I think sitting here, last year or 12 months ago from today, I don't think anybody would have expected how prediction markets platforms, for example, have generally been accepted to use a CFTC regulatory designation to be able to offer products that replicate some of the behaviors that you see in some of the sports betting and fantasy pick'em products in all 50 states. And I think you also have things like the things that we've already launched it better, like fantasy pick'em and social sportsbook, and there's also social casino businesses. There's all like these different ways, while abiding by the laws in the majority of the country, and in the case of prediction markets, pretty much everywhere, to offer products that consumers would previously only have available in a very small subset of states, because when sports betting became no longer federally banned in May of 2018, people had this assumption that there would be this like state by state licensing and market access framework for sports betting and casino. And that I think that notion is kind of dead. And I think this is great for the fan first and foremost, and it's great for athletes, and it's great for the broader sports ecosystem, because you're going to have so many new innovative companies like Better, like Prize Picks, like Underdog. There's a lot of these businesses that now are offering nationwide gaming products, totally legitimately and abiding by regulatory frameworks, and the barrier to entry is going to become, a bit lower, and more innovation means better product experiences for customers, and more opportunities for everybody in the ecosystem to make money together.
What questions does everybody have for our great panelists up here?
We'll take a few questions if anybody has. You're building a company, you guys are highly successful.
So it's a great talks. I was interested in like when you're delivering the education to athletes. I know it's all different levels, right? It's the veteran athletes, the rookies, and the NIL, et cetera. Like, how do you tailor your content to their individual life stage or professional stage?
It's a great question, because let's put ourselves in the athlete's shoes. How much time do they really have to spend to learn the extensive amount of volume that comes with the education with these topics? So that is why we developed the marketplace, because we realized, I've been in this space now for 6 years, and I realized that everyone has that light bulb moment. And what I mean by that is, whether they don't understand the difference between a W-2 and a 1099, there's something small there that they want to learn. And once they have that aha moment, then they're ready to take action. But to your question more specifically, our curriculum is fully put together based upon their intake quiz. So when they go to our platform, they go through a questionnaire that basically asks them kind of who you are, what do you know, and then the curriculum is tailored to what they do or what they don't know.
So Noah, you mentioned that you spent $0 on your marketing and leveraging your creators. So I'm curious, what was your GTM, your go-to-market strategy in that case?
The go-to-market strategy is really how do you most efficiently and how quickly can you initialize the flywheel that drives the creator-driven growth. And the honest to God truth is you reach out to, you connect with, and you close the influencers of the influencers, the marquee creators, the top guys, the alpha dogs in the space. The K factor in our space is higher than what we saw with Patreon. The type of content these creators post facilitates a really high K factor. If you don't know what a K factor is, Google it, really important. But my point is like lifestyle content, showing off the amount of money they're making on your platform, that helps you acquire more of their peers. So, you get the whale, and in the process, you acquire a bunch of minnows, a bunch of mackerels, a bunch of people who are going to add a meaningful amount of revenue to your business, but you don't have to even talk to them once. I think an interesting statistic about Winnable is that 70% of our creators have came through word of mouth, 30% via outbound. And the outbound, it's me, the CEO, DMing people, telling them, hey, I've seen you online for years. I know you're making millions of dollars, and I think I have a solution to some of the most painful problems you're dealing with. The handicapping space, the social media sports bettor, similar to the adult content creators that came before them, they were relegated to using Venmo, Zelle, Cash App, super high friction, low trust solutions because they were broadly prohibited from using Stripe, Shopify, Twilio, the traditional e-commerce automation infrastructure. So when we built this turnkey solution to handle digital storefront, payment processing, subscription management, content delivery, it wasn't that hard for me to get an audience with them. And once I got an audience with them, to show them that I had built something that had tangible value and that would make them more money and allow them to not only manage, but scale their business in a way they never could before. So I think the key in the creator economy, at least, is kind of like enterprise sales, Vito, very important top officer. Go for the number one, the biggest dog that you can get a hold of, get them using your product, and the network effects, do the heavy lifting.
What's next? There we go. Just curious, what's next for Better, maybe in terms of the product or areas of the market that you're planning to target?
Yeah, we plan on launching, I think I mentioned this at the top, we have at least a couple of pretty big product launches coming up this year. Not ready to publicly announce exactly what those product launches are, but incredibly excited about them. And we're pursuing this super app strategy that I articulated at the top, right? So, we have Fantasy Pick'em live in 34 states right now. We have the Better Social Sportsbook. We have Better Arcade. There will be ultimately at least five products at the top of the product switcher in the Better app, at some point in 2026 and hopefully in the earlier part of 2026. And one of those new products should go live within the next couple months here. So yeah, I mean, we're gonna continue to focus on launching new products and just as importantly, improving the existing products that we have already.
All right, give it up for your first panel, guys.
Thank you, guys.